Glad the music stopped. I think every writer's struggle is to be heard, right? I'm Maurice Ruffin. I'm part of the Poet Writers Alliance. I'm the general manager or CEO, or whatever you want to call it.
The rock star.
I'm an attorney. I'm in the MFA program at the University of New Orleans, and I write short stories. I'm working on a novel. I'm going to read two very short flash fiction pieces. They're about a page apiece. And the first one is called Cocoons. My father named his bug company Stevens & Sons even before I came into the world. It didn't help that, like most boys, I found insects disgusting. But it was just me and him, so I did my best to keep my objections hidden. I certainly never told him about my proclivities. I was a pretty good bug man in my teens, and could tell what the infestation was by the faintest of clues. Teeny tiny scratch marks on a pantry shelf were signs of a mouse, for example. Whenever we came across something we'd never seen before, like that bellows-shaped mud nest in Miss Berthelot's attic, I was the first to guess, and nearly always right. But I grew tired of spending my weekends hunting vermin. My father was in his 60s and needed someone who really put his back into the work. And that's why he hired Tyrone Myers. Tyrone was vigorous and strong. I had the impression he had lived a hard life somewhere else. Yet whenever I asked him about his past, he put his hand on my shoulder, a situation I very much enjoyed, and chuckled. You can't stay wrapped in what you come from, he'd say. I was in my bedroom one night alone, I thought, when I sensed Tyrone near the door. I don't know if he saw me in front of the mirror in a calico dress I bought at the thrift store on Carrollton Avenue. Quickly, I switched off the lamp, slipped on jeans in the dark, and left to find my friends. And the next morning, I quit Stevens & Sons. My father showed no emotion, but he took sick a year later and sold the company to Tyrone. Years after I moved to New York to pursue a career in fashion design, I went back. Tyrone never changed the name of the company. To my surprise, he didn't seem shocked to find me with hair extensions and wearing a crinkled suede waistcoat of my own creation. He invited me in his house, a house he was servicing, to show me something he had found. And as he stooped, I saw the frill of a lace thong. He turned and gave me a ghostly thing, lighter than a feather, so thin the lines on the palm of my hand were clearly visible through it. You know what that is, he asked? It's what moths come from, I said. And one more, this is another short one. It's about 400 words. It's called Mercury Forges. It's going to be published in the Appalachian Review in May of next year. My job was to make sure Mercury Forges didn't escape. He was a tall, slim black guy, in for a ring of charges, mostly non-violent stuff. Loitering, grand theft auto, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. He had gotten out of Orleans Parish Prison twice. Escaped, actually, and no one had any idea how he did it. The funny thing is, he got captured both times within a few blocks of the prison. I get turned around when I get out there, Mercury said, but I'll get free for good. Just you watch. After the hurricane hit and flooded everything, we brought the inmates out to the Broad Street overpass. I wasn't too panicked because my family had gotten out of town a few days earlier, and it'd be easy to look after myself with them out of harm's way. Of course, Mercury snuck away as soon as I turned my back on him. He was gone. He was in a skiff about 5 blocks away, in the water, bobbing like an apple. I ran across the overpass and climbed down some scaffolding to his boat. Where do you think you're going? I asked. I had my hand on my sidearm. I gotta find South Gathers, man. My pops lives over there. Now, I can't really tell you why I didn't make him bring us back to the detention area where the prisoners were at. We putted up to a greenhouse with water almost up to the awning. Mercury plucked a metal pole from the water and broke through the attic window and climbed in. I heard shuffling inside of that attic, and I wondered if I should go in after him. This could be part of his big plan, to get away, once and for all. But soon, He reappeared at that window and pulled his father's body out, wrapped in a heavy blanket. The old man hadn't had a chance. "Bring us back," Mercury said, and that's what I did.